Okay, guys, since YouTube decided that my OBS stream was crap, I decided to make a brand new stream and I'm going to do it here. So hopefully everyone will realize I started a new one or I'm talking to myself. Um, this is my lunchtime stream, guys. It's going to be about an hour because I need to get back on my job. And my daytime job is the reason that my videos have been slower because it's kicking my butt. I just got to get through October and then I can have more content and that'll be awesome. All right. So first thing I want to talk about is Supergirl being canceled. I have mixed feelings about it, basically, and that's only because Supergirl seasons 1 and 2, I thought were pretty well done, especially season 1 because it was on CBS and they had a really big budget. As the CW series kind of went on, it did get a little bit boring for me. I know that's bad to say in a superhero show. It was not Melissa Benoist. I hope I said her name right. It was not her fault. I thought she was excellent as Kara Danvers as Supergirl. I just had issues with the plot and the story. Like Martian Manhunter. I love Martian Manhunter. I love the character. I just think he's amazing. But I just did not like how they dumbed him down in Supergirl. It actually literally made me angry at times. So I haven't watched Supergirl in a pretty long time. So I guess it's not really surprising that it was canceled, but it is. And I'll tell you why. I don't know. Maybe I'm delusional, but I kind of feel like Arrowverse gives you like an umbrella of protection when you're a series. So if you're an Arrowverse show, even if you just suck, which we know there's been a lot of problematic writing in a lot of the shows lately, you're pretty much guaranteed to not lose your job. Yeah, characters might get written out or die, but the show goes on. So if you're a titular character like Supergirl, you just kind of assume that, you know, you have job security. So seeing that Supergirl is canceled, especially after the poop that is Crisis on Infinite Earths, and plug, if you want to know how much I love that show, go watch my parody video that we produced last week and you'll see. But her involvement in Crisis as a paragon and what that leads to and how her connection was with Kate Kane, you know, all that story is now gone. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, it's basically Supergirl had no reason to really be in Crisis on Infinite Earths to begin with, other than if they're going to have her in the comics and they would have killed her off. That would have been actually more accurate. So, but yeah, I'm not surprised. And that's sad that they are canceling Supergirl. Now, I did read that it was actually the CW, the producers, the showrunners, and Melissa's collaboration that they end the series. Now I know Melissa's pregnant, so it could be she's just tired of having to live in Vancouver for half of a year. So yeah, it's definitely a thing. I just found that to be very weird. You know, I'm like, how are you going to tie in all these Arrowverse stories? First, we have Kate Kane gone. We have a brand new Batwoman, nothing to do with Crisis. And now we have Kara Danvers going. Right at the same time, they're launching Superman and Lois, her cousin. So I'm like, another question I had was, well, is it because they can't afford to have both, you know, Kryptonians' powers and the CG or whatever? It's very, very interesting. But I guess we should have seen this coming because Dreamer, I read, was going over to Legends of Tomorrow, where I'm assuming Ryan Choi will eventually be doing this thing. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. It's very up in the air. But yeah, it's very weird. So I'll read your questions and stuff in a second, guys. I just want to post all the news since I have an hour and then we can talk about it. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about, because I made sure I took a really quick, really good notes, because, you know, they had a lot of DC information happen, some of the fandom panels and things, DC fandom in August, and I hadn't had a chance to talk about it because of my job. So the new Superman and Lois series, they didn't reveal a lot, but they did mention that he was going to have a new suit, which thank God, because I really didn't like the old one. I am still on the fence with this show. I mean, Superman and Lois, him still being Superman, you know, and her still being a reporter, and they're raising 2 teenage boys. I don't know. I'm trying to motivate myself to watch this. The only thing for me that I think would really make me want to watch it is if they made John Diggle Green Lantern in Metropolis, because at the end of Arrow series finale, he finds the green ring and he's taking his family to Metropolis. So they should all be on the same Earth now. So technically speaking, that's the perfect time for us to have John Stewart, because Diggle is not John's last name. And we've already confirmed his last name is not really Diggle. So I think that is a perfect time to have a Green Lantern in Metropolis. That would make this show better for me, and then eventually spin off to his own show and then leave Lois and Superman and Lois all together. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the news we got, was that he's getting a new suit. Not a lot of news on that, but I don't know. For me, the show just isn't really on my top 5 to actually watch. Then The Flash. So we know that Iris is going to leave the Mirrorverse. We have Chester R. Punk. And if you remember Chester in the comics, he was the best friend of Wally West. And I love how they always do this. Like with Linda Lee, they had her basically be a, like, I guess, rival for Iris West. Like, Linda was married to Wally, so that was just very weird. that whole situation was weird for me. So they always kind of take Wally's story, sometimes Bart's story, and they kind of merge it in with Barry's. I guess they just need material, even though Barry has a ton of material by himself. I don't understand why, but they keep doing that. But so I was very disappointed with how little we saw Godspeed, but I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to put that to the back burner, because that was such a small element of the story, and Godspeed was kind of dumbed down a lot too. They do that a lot, especially in The Flash. It's very annoying. But we saw Vertigo in the trailer. We saw Sue, of course, was in the trailer. And Vertigo, I think I read, was working for Black Hole. So there you go. Ava McCullough, however you want to say it, the Mirror Mistress, is just as crazy as ever. She frames Sue for the murder of her husband. And since Hartley is going to be written out, I did see in the panel that Eric Wallace, the showrunner, basically, he kind of suggested, because Hartley has the ability to manipulate his face, that they may be getting another actor to play it out. And then once Sue is not framed anymore and they play they resolve season 6, then we won't ever see Hartley again. That's pretty much what I'm thinking is going to happen. Which is sad for the actress who plays Sue, since that's his future wife. But whatever. I guess the artificial Speed Force is definitely something I'm interested in. And also that there's a rumored villain. They said there's going to be this super powered evil villain that's going to come along, and it's going to threaten Iris and Barry's marriage. And all of the boards, I go on a lot of comic boards, and everybody's saying, oh, I know who it is. I know who it is. I know what it is. And of course they're saying it's Cobalt Blue. Malcolm Thawne, who is the twin brother of Barry Allen, who, his parents didn't realize that they thought he was stillborn. So they only had Barry. And so he gets like kidnapped, and raised as a Thawne. And like, I guess technically, if anything's going to threaten your marriage, it's another doppelganger. But I mean, we already had Mirror Iris. And we had, Salvatore being a clone of Barry. They really are playing up these clones. I'm beginning to think there's more of Clone Wars than The Flash. But I guess I'm not really, I would not hate it if it was Malcolm Thawne, but I'm not holding my breath for it. I really would love for them to bring Fast Track. Like Mina Dewan would be cool. I really like her character in the comics. So if I had a wish, forget the threat, even though technically Mina did have a thing with Barry for a while, which would be interesting, but Fast Track would be a good character to incorporate into The Flash. So yeah, it's interesting. It is very interesting, but I would really love to know your theories, because in the panel, they didn't give a lot away, just that we would be seeing more of Hartley, but we'd be seeing him in a new way. And then of course, Eric said something along the lines of, he's very good at shapeshifting, manipulating his face. So that just tells me that they're going to get a new actor. So there's that. Black Lightning didn't have a lot to say either. I love the fact that his panel, like the panel for Black Lightning, they had Robert Townsend for Meteor Man. I love Meteor Man. I had questions about Meteor Man though, but that's another video. I want to know, are we going to see more Gravedigger? Because he didn't die. He was not killed off. He actually survived. I know that they were asking what they hoped for their characters. And of course, Chris Williams, who plays Jefferson, says he wants to go back to school. He wants to mentor kids, go back to his teaching or principal role. Gamby wants a girlfriend and something about finding like a long lost kid that he abandoned or something like that. Of course, McLean, what's her first name? Oh, I always forget Jennifer's actress's first name, but she really wants to explore the multiverse, and I am completely down with that. It would be great for her to pop up in Stargirl's universe and, even Titan's universe. I know that would never happen, but, it could be a thing. But she wants to go back into the multiverse and kind of play around with that. And, of course, we have Painkiller's actor who basically just wants revenge on Tobias, which I get. 100%, because Tobias messed up his entire life, made him kill his own mother, killed him, ripped his spine out. I mean, Tobias, I think, has done more to Khalil than he's done to anybody else in the series. So I get it. Then we had Batwoman's panel, and they introduced Devicia Leslie, and she's so sweet. She's very, very sweet. I'm going to have to try and separate that because we're used to Kate Kane being monotone and sarcastic, and, she's rich. She doesn't have to worry about real problems, so she has time to be aggressive. But this one, the way she described it, I took notes on this. Ryan Wilder, as Leslie, Devicia Leslie says, she's a person who doesn't like following the rules. She's a Black bisexual woman. She feels honored to play a character that fully represents the intersection of her life and her community at large. Of course, she also says that she's battled the system her whole life and it's not built for her. So the show will focus on what that fight looks like, both inside and outside the suit. And of course, we learned that she's going to have not only her own suit, but a different hairstyle. She thinks it should be more natural, more to a Black woman standard. So like natural hair, the suit should be more suiting to a Black woman. So, I mean, I kind of like it. I really just want to know where the hell the story is going. Cause I'm like, there's so many characters. I mean, the whole cast is staying except for Ruby Rose. So she's coming into these pre-established characters. Now, they did speculate, or they did kind of imply that her and Sophie were not going to like each other because Kate disappeared. So Sophie's going to be mad that there's a new Batwoman in town and it's not her Batwoman. And maybe this will answer the age-old question of season 1. Did Sophie know that Kate was really Batwoman? I think she's an idiot if she didn't. But then again, Clark Kent got away with it by putting glasses on. So I don't know. Stargirl doesn't do anything, no mask, anything, and nobody gets she's Courtney, even though she has curly blonde hair and is very trademark for Blue Valley, but whatever. People be dumb, man. So but I really want to know how that ties in. Like, what kind of relationships is she going to form? Because I don't think in any form or reason is she going to be related at all to anybody really. In the series. I don't think she's gonna have a connection to Luke, not to Mary, not to Sophie. She's gonna be her own person, which is interesting. It's just gonna take some getting used to. And then how is she gonna tie in with the rest of the Arrowverse characters, which I guess at this point, Supergirl's out, so she's not gonna be in the new Justice League they formed at the end of Crisis. So really it's just Black Lightning, the Flash, and I'm like Sarah, or like White Canary. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's really not. That's very weird to even think about. So yeah, it kind of makes Crisis stupid if you really think about it, like unnecessary, but whatever. Stargirl. What we learned on Stargirl is, of course, we saw Eclipso at the season finale. So we know we're going to have Eclipso. Solomon Grundy will definitely be back. And he did. Jeff Johns said that we will be seeing what's going on with the Pink Pen or the Thunderbolt. So I don't know if that means we're going to get Jakeem Thunder, or if Mike's going to get it, it's going to be like a whole, CW treatment or Arrowverse treatment where he becomes a new Thunderbolt. I'm still holding out for him being a Lantern, though. I mean, that Lantern was flashing. So I still think that would be a good way to give Mike a role, is to make him a Green Lantern. Now, it would be really funny if Barbara became the Green Lantern. I'm giving them ideas now. But I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that would be cool to see Jakeem Thunder. I mean, they did name drop him in season 1. So maybe we will see him, and maybe we'll see. I just want them to bring in more Justice Society characters. I mean, all of the characters from Pat's past would be cool. Whether they do that or not, I don't know. I don't know what we're in for. I know Shiv is definitely going to be around because she's not dead and she's the one that found Eclipso. So yeah, season 2 is probably going to be a lot more action-packed than season 1, since season 1 was them basically meeting, getting their powers, and learning how to be a team. Now that they are a team and they have technically a victory under their belt, now they have to face the big boys, and I think that would be really cool. And the last one's not really an Arrowverse show, but it was in Arrowverse. I just got excited about Titans season 3 because, yes, we're getting Blackfire. Yes, we're getting Scarecrow. Yes, it's going to be set in Gotham. I guess eventually we'll get Barbara Gordon, but we are getting Jason Todd's Red Hood. And I am so excited because if you read the comics, you know how he became Red Hood. And it's a huge Joker traumatic beatdown fest. Now, I don't know if they're going to stay true to that because, you know, in the season finale of the last season, Jason was like getting ready to quit the Titans. So I don't know if he's so angry that he's going to just turn, or if there's going to be like an intervention. I don't know. I mean, right now, the Titans are kind of reminding me of the boys. So it's pretty much anybody's game. But I love the fact that Titans are going to be set in Gotham. And I love that we're getting Red Hood, because Red Hood's storyline has always been really cool to me. And I am excited to see how they pull that one off. So, yeah. Was Jakeem mentioned? Thanks, Bobby Colton, because I did not know that. Okay, I'm going to scroll to the top. And answer questions, and then ask questions, and then go back for my lunch break. So the Once and Furious Badass returns. Live your life, young woman. I am trying, but man, the man is beating me down. I am working too much. I work for a nonprofit and I'm also a voice actor. So I have a lot of work a lot of the time. I am grateful to work in the COVID climate, but yeah, I'm tired. I am very tired. And right now my nonprofit job, we're in fundraising season till the end of October. So my videos have been slow because of that. So but I'm trying. I got a video coming out tomorrow. One of our Freaky Weekly with Jams coming out tomorrow on the movie Sweetheart, which we finally got around to watching on Netflix. And that movie's a mess. And I have another Spotlight video coming up. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I'm living my life. Hi, Nicholas. Hi, Orlando. My good friend Orlando. We trained together in Taekwondo at ATA. Good to see you here, sir. Nicholas, same. I actually hated how they dumbed down characters that I truly loved. I.e. Martian Manhunter. Yep. Jimmy Olsen, Sam Raimi. Oh, Brainiac. Smallville's Brainiac. Brainy. Yeah, I do agree with it. I don't know what it is. It's like they can't be canon to these characters. And I always feel like if you feel like it's too much to do, then don't introduce these characters. Do a B-rated character. You know, like in Justice League, the cartoon, they had A level and B level. Get a B level. I mean, heck, Arrow was a B. He was a B player. He was never an A player in actual Justice League or in the comics. So why not? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Add to the fact we never got any true resolution to Megan Moore's Miss Martian, aside from her being the backup Martian when Johns can't get it together. Yeah, she had she joined like a rebellion or something, a resistance. She just kind of pops in and out when she feels like it. Plus, it kind of looked like she was going to be the love interest, which I thought that was really weird. But I mean, it's like I said, CW has its own comic universe, so they do what they do. Cindy, friend, I cried. Superman and Lois was created to wash out Supergirl. I really think that's true. And I don't like it. I don't understand why you had to introduce a character who's more boring than this. And Supergirl, okay, so let me disclaimer this. Supergirl, the character and the actress, not boring. Some of the storylines, like Supergirl had the problem of introducing scenarios or problems in people's lives and then never following through, like Alex wanting to have a baby. Well, that's out the window. We don't care about that anymore. It's like every time something comes up, it's like, that's today's episode. Move on. And so they have the CW writing problem that I see in Charmed and all of the other shows. And I love these shows, but they are very inconsistent in writing and it drives me nuts. So yeah. I'm sorry, Cindy. I'm right there with you. Do you think that Mike might end up becoming Obsidian or a New Lantern? Because I can see them doing a CW rewrite when they through the Jade storyline, but tossing it to him. Yes, since we know Jade is in this universe, it's possible, but I don't know. I think there was a reason the Lantern was like flashing. And normally it's when it's in the vicinity of somebody who's chosen, and he lives in the house. So it's either Pat, Mike, or it's Barbara, or hell, maybe it's the dog. Who knows? That's more of a Red Lantern thing, though. I understand I've been in a not so good place as well. However, stay strong. You're my Supergirl. Oh, thank you. I would like to see Martian Manhunter and Miss Martian in a series. I think that would be very cool. Now, whether the CW will ever do anything like that, I don't know. This is a side note, I got really excited because, with Milestone coming back, Milestone Media, they're talking about potentially doing a Static Shock movie. That would be cool. I was really excited. I was talking with my friend Ernie, Blur Without Fear, about it the other day, and I'm like, honestly, that would be effing amazing. Because the cartoon wasn't the best, but for its time, it was. I think it even won like awards, like Emmys and stuff. So like, I really think that now is a good time for a Static Shock movie. I really do. And with the DCEU announcing all of the movies that they're doing, and basically showing like Atom Smasher and Hawkman battling Black Adam, and all these cool twists. I just think that this is a good time to add that on, because the MCU has been kind of dominating. I think DCEU should be up there too. I am concerned about Iris West being recast, because what's her name? Kiersey Clemmings. I would say her name correctly, but I like her. She was in a show called Easy on Netflix that I really liked. I think she was in the movie Dope. She is Iris West in Zack Snyder's version. So when he does his uncut Snyder cut for the Justice League, I think it's 4 hours of individual episodes on HBO Max. She's still Iris West. So we're going to get to see her full cameo, or however long she was in it. But then I keep seeing these announcements that she's being recast. So I don't understand. It is just really strange. The Flashpoint movie, it's looking like it could be cool, because anytime you have Michael Keaton, who is my Batman, as a person who's reprising Batman, and he's never reprised Batman. He left that show over a disagreement about recasting, or basically they were trying to get rid of Tim Burton, and he left. That's what I understood. And he just never looked back. And now here we are, 2021. He's potentially going to be Batman again. And I think that is amazing. But introducing Iris West and then recasting Iris West and then casting another Iris West, it's just effing weird. It's so inconsistent. It's just very, very weird. I think we're doing the same thing with Mira, but we can't really help that because of the actress. But they just need to get it together, because they have potential to do very good. Okay, don't flame me for this. DC has better heroes, but Marvel has better stories. Does that make sense? I feel like the characters are better in DC, but the stories are better in Marvel. I love Marvel. I love DC. Heck, I've been an Image fan forever. I love Dark Horse. I love even IDW. I like so many mainstreams, of course, old school, Milestone, all of these comics, all these different brands. But if you're going to compare Marvel and DC against each other, I've always felt that DC had superheroes and Marvel had characters trying to find themselves through stories and do good in the process. So that's kind of how I felt about the two brands. So I think that DCU should play up to their strengths and do superhero movies, not Avenger style movies, superhero movies. I don't know if they're going to do things like World Finest. They should, but they probably won't. I would love for them to redo Crisis when they get their crap together. That would be amazing. Someday, I hope they get to the point where we get a live action version. Don't flame me for this, but of the Batman Who Laughs, because that's probably one of the best stories right now for me anyway in the DC world. So I would love to see how they pulled that off. But we first have to get them back on track. Now, the Shazam 2 movie is looking good. I think it's called Fury of the Gods. That looks really good. I don't know if you guys saw, they haven't shown any trailers. We haven't got anything but a title, but I just really feel like that's going to be really cool. In their panel, they showed Sinbad, and Sinbad was like, well, everyone thinks I'm in Shazam anyway. Like, so why not? I thought that was absolutely amazing that now, will he have a cameo in the movie? No, but I think it's extremely funny that they had him in the panel saying that he's going to do it. That was really cool. Let me see. Go back up. Okay, for Titans, can we finally give Garfield Logan something decent? I mean, seriously, he's always the one hurt and brushed to the side, letting rant, yell, or pop off on the supposed team. Yeah, probably not gonna happen. You always have to have that one character. I always look at every Arrowverse show. There's always that one character that's the same, that just doesn't really have a lot to do. Unfortunately, in the Flash right now, it's not Cisco, even though Cisco, since he gave up his powers, has been semi-helpful and traveling a lot. I mean, heck, he just went to Atlanta, so he's got connections somewhere. But I kind of feel like his girlfriend is probably the one, and Nash, kind of. I don't know. I feel like all of the Harrison Wells incarnations they have a very big run, but they're kind of like back burners now. Not like the original Harrison Wells, who was basically like, I'm the smart one and you guys are all dumb and do what I say. Now it's like, oh, you guys are fairly intelligent, figure it out. But yeah, I think that there's a lot of Geralds out there, or Garfield, sorry, and out there. I feel like that's what they need. They need to have that one character that everyone just takes a crap on, and it's sad. When it comes to Supergirl, it's like petulant child syndrome, but quickly forget. When do I stop? I have to go back up. I'm sorry. I was reading it, and then it just decided to put all the comments down at one time. Okay, when it comes to Supergirl, it's like petulant child syndrome, but quickly forget what they learned by the end of the episode and start off with a new one. I know, right? It's like, it could be something crazy like, I think I might have cancer. Okay, next episode, nothing. 5 episodes. Nothing. So you're just like, I guess I don't have cancer. It's really weird. I don't know what is up with that. The original comic was amazing. Yep. Plus he could answer to Marvel Spider-Man. Yep. Oh yeah, we need a Static Shock movie. Blurred made his perspective for what could happen. I just say, insert SpongeBob girl. I need it. He was talking about that on the phone. Yeah. I'm down for that. I am. Wow. There's so many characters they could do. I really feel like there's so much potential. Like, it would be great if Milestone could do like the Milestone verse. And so we have the DCEU, then we have the MCU, then we have the Milestone. Like, what would they call it though? Because we can't call it the Milestone Cinematic Universe because that's an MCU. Unless it's MSCU. I don't know. But I think it would be really cool. They would have so many characters to pull from, and they'd be interesting characters. Like, and roll over, like, just do Blue Marvel movies. I mean, that would be cool. That would be really cool. Let's see. Tim Valens never was quite fond of Supergirl series. Hi, Ito. But it was surprisingly long-lived. Yeah, well, like I said, I was shocked that they canceled a CW Arrowverse show. Not that it just left. Like Oliver Queen's actor, Stephen Amell said, I'm done. Let's just put it to bed. So that's why that one went away. But Supergirl, I don't think she was going to leave. I think with COVID and with her pregnancy and then, the ratings being low, I think they all just came to the agreement to just not do it. But honestly, if I'm going to theorize, as somebody who had a daughter 24 years ago, I know how hard it is to take care of a baby. And somebody who has to work on set for 18-hour days, sometimes 5 to 6 days a week, away from your family, or having to uproot your family to Vancouver for half of a year to film. You're not seeing your child. It's probably a lot. She probably wants to spend time with her kid, and she is probably the real reason why Supergirl is ending. But they didn't want to put that all on her. So the CW and the producers and all that are just taking part of it, saying that they canceled it. So more than likely that's what it is, because her show has had low ratings since season 3. It should have been gone, honestly. So I don't think that this is something the CW just popped up and said, oh, your ratings are low, cancel. I don't think that's it. I think actually it has more to do with her being pregnant. That does it. I'm writing DC fan fiction since Titan, Supergirl, even Stargirl is really trying me, because I feel that characters Garfield, McGon, and Mike deserve more. I agree. Now, to be fair, Mike in the comics, Stars and Stripes, he becomes Pat Jr. basically. He learns to be a mechanic. He learns how to fix Stripe. He learns how to do all the stuff his dad does so that he can carry on if something happens to Pat. So he has a significant role. But in the Arrowverse version, they make it seem like it's small. So I want him to have powers too, because it kind of sucks that your dad was a sidekick and then your stepsister comes in and becomes a hero. And you're just kind of like, but I'm the biological kid. And that causes, honestly, that's how villains are made. So that's how Lex Luthor's become what they are, jealousy. Let's see here. I honestly was disappointed with their portrayal of Silver Banshee. Everybody was. And wasn't Silver Banshee portrayed by the girl who played Supergirl in Smallville? And her name went out of my head, but I'm pretty sure that's the same actress. But yeah, I was not happy with that. She's one of your treasured DC villains. Oh, Silver Banshee. I'm going to put that on my list. She's not a minority, but I will do a spotlight video on her. So I will add Silver Banshee to my list. I would like to see Hot Streak as the main static villain. I would too. That would be cool. I want to see crossover. I want to have cameos from other DC characters while he's being badass and more badass than them. I think in the cartoon we had a cameo with Superman. We had a cameo with, there was somebody else that I remember. It's been a while since I saw the cartoon. But it was definitely a Justice League character, and it's going to come to me. But it wasn't Batman. I'm going to think about it. And it wasn't The Flash. I'm going to think about that. How do you think Supergirl will end? Well, she's not going to die. You think about this. So why would a Kryptonian leave? I mean, she has nowhere really to go outside of Earth now. I mean, her mother's dead and the planet's gone. Like Argos is gone. Well, I mean, she could be depowered. Maybe she will decide she wants to live the life of a human. No. So what's probably going to happen is they're going to end the show with her still being Supergirl and saying, this is my destiny. This is what I'm here for. I am Supergirl. And then she just flies off and you just know that she's always going to be Supergirl and always protect National City. And everybody's always going to be at the DO protecting everything. And that's how it's going to end. So Supergirl's not essentially going anywhere. The show's just ending and her story continues off screen. That's what I think is going to happen. Now, if you're asking me what's going to happen with characters, who the hell knows? Because, I mean, honestly, the CW is so crazy. I mean, Martian Manhunter may decide he wants to go find other Martians like himself. And he might, I don't think that there are just 2 of us or 3 of us that will survive. I think there may be more. I'm going to go on a quest for 5 years and find them. Then Alex may actually marry, her girlfriend and maybe start a family. Maybe decide she's tired of being here butt kicked and almost dying, even though she's an adrenaline junkie. I don't know. There's so much. I don't think Wynn's coming back though. Let's see here. What was Green Lantern? It was Green Lantern, Maria. Bobby, what was Green Lantern? What did I say? Did I say something? I say things. I'm like, anyone in their Whitmore Dugan family. I see Mike, the only one with the common sense. He's definitely gave me Lauren Strucker vibes, like the short-lived show, The Gifted. Yeah, treat the boy better. I really, really don't understand why there's such a-holes to Mike, because I don't even remember it being that bad in the comic books. His dad was like letting him in on all this stuff, like helping him fix things, teaching him how to do all this stuff. I don't know why it doesn't make any sense too, because if you look at Stargirl, especially at the end of season 1, they knew bad stuff was coming, but they didn't warn anybody. Like Pat did want to tell Barbara from the jump. That is true. But what irritated me was when Barbara and him were first on the outs, when Barbara first found out Courtney was Stargirl, she was like, oh, well, I don't know if I can trust you. Our marriage is a lie. And he's like, I want you to be saved. Take, Courtney and go. I'm like, what about your son? And he said, oh, she's like, well, what about you and Mike? Take Mike with you. Why is that your afterthought? This is your biological kid. Like, it's so messed up. And Mike has saved them numerous times. So yeah, Mike is cool. I think Mike actually he deserves to be on the, I don't know what we're calling it, the Mini Justice Society, Team Stargirl. I don't know, but he deserves to be on that team. Let's see here. Okay, I also prefer the modern Vixen instead of Legends of Tomorrow's Amara. Yeah, though having a Vixen series centered around Amara may not be a bad thing. Didn't they have a Vixen series on CW Seed, the cartoon animated version? I haven't watched it, but I'm pretty sure there is one. I'm gonna have to check that out. But yeah, Vixen is a very cool character. On the cartoon static, was it Bobby? Thank you, Lantern, because I knew Superman was there. Thank you, it was Lantern. You're absolutely right. Well, I enjoy the CW and kind of hype for Swamp Thing. Can we maybe allow the CW to take a hiatus as a network until they get their DC life together? Hi, Jimmy Jam. I plugged our show, by the way, Jam. Quarter Life Jam is on here, one of the ATN's co-hosts, and she has an awesome podcast that you guys should listen to because it's hilarious on her channel. But she is my co-host for most things here and for our newly established Freaky Weekly series where we talk podcast trash about horror movies. We just talk trash about them, or if we like them, we still nitpick because that's what we do. But yeah, I think the CW should probably take a break from, at least from their comic book content. But then what would we complain about besides Charmed and all the other series that they mess up? Never mind. I've been seeing theories that Supergirl may end up going to the future. That is true. There have been implications that she does do that earlier. I think Brainy even said something about, or even implied something of that nature when Wynn was deciding to go. But who knows? I mean, they may need her in the future for a mission, and that's probably how they'll write her out. I mean, but honestly, if they wanted to just cop out, they could just say, hey, this is her story. She's still battling. This is who I am. You know, have a big battle, win the battle. And she's like, this is my destiny. I am Supergirl, blah, 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 and flies off into the sunset or off, flies out into outer space and does like the whole canon Superman pose as she's flying over there. Could happen. Swamp Thing is being brought back. Yes, they canceled it it was a DC universe, and then CW picked it up. I'm hoping though they finished all the episodes and they're just airing it. But let's be real, if they do even that, season 2 would be horrendous because they'd be writing that. So I'm scared too. I'm right there with you. Mike should be Kid Lantern. Bobby, abso-flippin'-lutely. I would love it. Because honestly, the way this kid's rage is going to end up, if he keeps getting left out of everything, he's going to end up being a Red Lantern. Then they're really going to have problems. Yes, Vixen was on CWC. Thank you, Bobby. And Nicholas, thank you for that. I think it was like a miniseries. See, I think Vixen was a miniseries, wasn't it? I really need to look into that. I'm going to have to check that out. It's on my list. Because I know when they originally came out, I didn't have the app, or I guess I didn't think about the app. So I'm definitely putting it on my list. But I will tell you, my job has kept me so busy. I'm still catching up on The Boys. And like, I just now have been able to start Harley Quinn, even though I've been watching it like crazy. And Doom's Patrol, I effing love Doom's Patrol. And I literally am only 3 episodes into season 1. That is how bad and how crazy my schedule has been, but I'm trying. Basically Flash and Green Arrow were trying to recruit her. Okay. I'm gonna check that out because Vixen is a very, very good character. Like, I like the portrayal of Vixen on Arrow. I do agree that Amaya is more of a, well, let's just be real. Legends of Tomorrow is not meant to be a superhero show. It's meant to be a parody of a superhero show. I actually enjoy Legends. I love that they have, well, first of all, I actually like Sarah and Ava. Yes, I'm queer. I'm sorry. That's probably my bias, but I don't necessarily love every queer character or couple. There are some really boring ones out there, but I really like Sarah and I really like Ava, and I like their characters individually, and I like them together. So I think that's one of the reasons why I want Legends to stick around. And plus, I really like Rory. Rory is hilarious. They have Constantine, or as Jammy Jam will say, her hubby will tell me, Constantine. But I really do enjoy the series. So having Vixen on there was probably just meant to fit in with all the other goofiness they had going on. So, where is it? Harley Quinn is a great show. It is amazing. And hearing Penny from Big Bang Theory doing her voice just cracks me up. But honestly, Poison Ivy is my stan. I love her. She is amazing. I love her voice. I love how sarcastic she is. I love that she has common sense. I love her. And I really don't like Harley. That's saying something. Yeah, they made her likable. They really did. Now in the comics, the one thing I will say, the new villain in DC Universe, which is Punchline, she's so much like Joker, it scares me. So she's a sociopath. So like with Harley's just batshit crazy. So when she does something, she's just crazy. She's just doing things and she's having fun being crazy. Punchline is just one of those people that just looks at you and slits your throat and you don't even realize it's happening. She's just evil. So if I'm going to choose between Punchline and Harley, I'm going to choose Harley. But quite frankly, I always want to throw Lady Shiva in the middle, and I want Lady Shiva to take everybody out and be happy because Lady Shiva is my bitch. So I love Lady Shiva. That's who I need in this world. Lady Shiva. If they made a Lady Shiva effing movie, oh my God, even though I hate going out, I would find a way to go see that movie if it wasn't VOD. I don't know. I might have to sit on somebody's car with binoculars like into the theater. I'll definitely be going to the drive-in because I would kill DCEU. Do you hear me? Lady Shiva movie. Bam. That's how you save the effing DCEU. You make a Lady Shiva and you do it right. You don't do some crap like you did with Cassie. No, you do it right. You do a Lady Shiva movie. I'm talking origin story up to, you can do it all the way up to when she joined the Birds of Prey temporarily. Lady Shiva. Sorry, got on my little soapbox. Let's see here. Vixen was a miniseries on CWC, which I think 1 or 2 seasons, but they left a cliffhanger with no foreseeable development. Are you kidding me? Okay, I'm done with that. I actually hated Ava when she was first introduced, but I grew to absolutely love her. It's a shame she's not a DC comic character. Right? Yeah, she's an absolute fabricated character, kind of like, no, Felicity Smoke is not a made-up character, but she was a blimp in the Batman universe. She was a tiny character, married to like a security guard or security like person in IT or something. I think she ran an IT firm or something like that, but she was nothing. So it's kind of like they took a character and made her into something. Well, Ava is a complete invention, and that's why she's a clone of all the other Avas in the Legends of Tomorrow universe. But yeah, I loved Ava. Coming in, Ava, I liked Ava was kind of snarky with them because they do need that, because Sarah and them do have a little bit of an ego. Like, we're the legends. We help save the world. We rewrite history. We stop time from blah, blah, blah. Like, no, actually, majority of the time it's your fault. But just saying. I do miss Rip Hunter sometimes, though. Let's see. I don't ship Ava Lance because it's too dry for my taste. I really enjoy Astra, Charlie, and Zari interaction. Do you like Zari 1.0 or 2.0? I'm curious, Nicholas. It's interesting. We need more Lady Shiva. Yes, we do. My lovely Maria, I want us to talk Harley Quinn when you get caught up because it's so hilarious. Yes, we will, Jammy Jam. We will do a Harley Quinn video. She's usually used as an incomprehensible physical destruction. Lady Shiva's just endgame. If Punchline was like, say Joker's like kidnap some people and Punchline's getting ready to take all these innocent people out, and they're like, Lady Shiva, we know you're not a hero, but this woman said you're weak. Just lie to Lady Shiva. Punchline called you weak. Yeah, there would be no Punchline. She'd be the Punchline. Like, oh, I would love it. My dream team up. I normally don't do this. I never liked the whole tropes of Superman versus Batman, who would win with Martian Manhunter versus the Flash, blah, 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 blah. But I am down. I am down for a Lady Shiva versus Punchline. I want Lady Shiva to beat the holy hell out of her. I love it. Let's see. Sorry, it likes to go down very, very quickly. Hi, Abby. I'm glad you rejoined. I just saw this news. I'm sad. Yeah, Corey Vaughn. It is bad. I don't understand why the CW does half the stuff it does in terms of canceling shows. But I always thought if you were an Arrowverse show, you were just safe. Every other show could go, but if you had an Arrowverse show, you were safe. But yeah, apparently that's not true. Though I do still believe it has a lot to do with her being pregnant. I do. I think she wants to spend time with her baby, and that's understandable. She's been doing this for what, 5 going on 6 years? It's a long time. And she's married. She's having a brand new baby boy. I think she said it's a baby boy. So, I mean, she probably doesn't want to have to give up time with her baby to film the show. That's what I think is really going on. Let's see. Lady Shiva and Cheshire need to make an appearance. They are my homies. Yes, Cheshire would be cool too. But I mean, Lady Shiva's my heart. She's my heart. Ava needs a debut in the comics level. She's so adorable. She is adorable. I don't understand. She's so goofy. Like, she tries to play off as being like this together, I'm in charge, I have leadership skill, but she's so insecure and goofy. Like, when she was left in charge of the Rave Riders, she was like, how do I talk to them? They're not gonna respect me, Sarah. I'm not you. They don't like me. It's like, it's so funny. The actress that plays Jennifer is named China Ann McClain. Thank you. I actually have China in my Charmed freaking, when I basically did a fantasy cast, and I was asked to make all of the characters Black. I made her basically be Maggie, and I still forgot her name. I always forget her name. It's sad. She should just, I don't know, warp me to the multiverse, I guess. I'm scared to see Zari 2.0. Yeah. 1.0 was amazing though. I agree with that. I like 1.0. So I like Zari 1.0 too, but I think 2.0 is going to give it's going to be very entertaining. Let's put it that way. The way that they were talking about it in the panel, it made it seem like she's going to have fun fleshing her out. So 2.0 might be cool. I would like Lady Shiva, Cheshire, and Plastique as an anti-Birds of Prey. Ooh. Well, see, it'd be hard because Lady Shiva is still very loyal to the Birds of Prey because those are her girls, and it's very hard for her. Once you have Lady Shiva's loyalty, she will die for you. So I don't know. I don't want her to fight the Birds of Prey, but if they did just be a team like the anti-Birds of Prey where they didn't fight the Birds of Prey, that would be okay. Then what would the anti-Birds of Prey do? Because technically they are vigilantes. Questions. I have a crush on Zari 1.0. She had so many great lines. It's not the worst crush to have. It's really not. So I have about 5. We started a little late, so we are at 48, almost 48 minutes. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing well. And again, for those of you who had to rejoin, I am so sorry about my other stream. I don't know what it is. OBS was running fine. Tests were running fine. It was not a connection issue. And for some reason, YouTube just decided to just spin and nothing else was spinning on my computer. And I'm hardwired to my router. So it's not a Wi-Fi issue. So I don't know what the hell happened. So there's that. Luckily, I can pop into StreamYard every now and again and just do videos, but it's just really annoying. So is what it is, I guess. But you're not getting notifications of my stream. So this one was scheduled probably I think it was yesterday. I'm sorry. I don't know. Do you have the notification bell for all? Like, instead of just, you can do different levels on the notification bell. Do you have it set for everything under the notification bell? That might be why it's not sending you any direct notifications. YouTube is an anomaly. It has a broken algorithm. So I don't know, to be honest. Even when Blurred does his Blurred Caves every Saturday morning, I think, or Saturday afternoon, our time. I'm in Central Standard Time. And sometimes I don't get those either. I just know they're happening. And so I'll pop in when I can, but I don't normally get that either. So I don't know. Bobby Culture, I mean, in a Suicide Squad style way. Yes, I could see that. I could see an anti-Birds of Prey in a Suicide style. I would love for Birds of Prey to be in the Suicide Squad movie. and then have Lady Shiva be on, because that was when she was taking over for Black Canary. So I would love for Lady Shiva to be on the team and them taking on Suicide Squad. You're making my dreams happy right now. That would be awesome. But anti-Birds of Prey in a Suicide Squad movie would also be very, very cool. I don't know. Like, I always think that the Suicide Squad movie, from what I've been seeing so far, seems to be a lot better than what we got originally. I know James Gunn is at the helm, and I think I even talked about this in another live stream. I'm so excited that they got Peter Capaldi to play Thinker, because I loved him in Doctor Who. There's just so many elements that it's a huge cast. There's a huge cast involved in the new movie. So, I mean, we only know about them. I don't even know if they've actually gone through and broken down what the story is actually about this time. So, anything could happen. I mean, as far as I know, there could be a cameo from Birds of Prey, because I don't know what timeline this is in. Is this after the Harley Quinn Birds of Prey movie? Is this before? I mean, I don't know. And then is Cassandra Cain still with her? Because she drove off with her, which doesn't make sense, and she should be Orphan and then later Batgirl. But, whatever. like I said, DCEU is also its own comic universe. So, unrelated, are you planning to do a review of the Hellions series? Quanon has come back in a way I never expected. I'd love to see your take on the series so far. So yes, I am. I want to do an overview, because I've been getting the issues slowly, and then with COVID, they had the hiccup. I have the first 2 issues of Hellions right now that I've read. I effing love Quanon. So Quanon is my second favorite Marvel character, period. I love her as Psylocke now. I was never a Betsy Braddock fan, even as Psylocke, even though, I think everything about that's problematic. But I've always loved Quanon, a Revanche, now Psylocke. I don't know. I just really feel like Hellions, I think it's like the X-Men story I needed. So yeah, are 3 and 4 good? Okay, I'm getting them. I'm getting 3 and 4, but I'm going to do like an overview of Hellions, because I think that's the best way to do it. Because I really wish I had time to do all of the issues, but like I have so many videos. Like right now, which will excite you, Yito, I am doing a spotlight video on White Fox, who is a South Korean superhero from basically, she actually is an agent of Atlanta, she was an agent of Alice, and then she's been very, very involved in a lot of like Marvel stories throughout. Like she was in one of Domino's what was the comic run? I'll have to look it up. She was in one of Domino's comic runs. She was in another one with Wave and Arrow. She was in her own like origin story. So yeah, I think White Fox is going to be very interesting, and she really is a 9-tailed Kamiko. Well, I'll talk about you'll see all of that in the spotlight video. That is coming up this week, as well as me and Jam's Freaky Weekly. That should be out tomorrow. So yay, I'm getting there, guys. But if I could actually break down every issue, I swear I would. I just don't have time because of my job. My job is killing my soul. It just is. I'm sorry, it went down again. What do you think of Astrid Bloom from Marvel Comics? I don't know. See, we were talking about that, actually. We were talking about, and there's another character, too, that somebody asked me about from Marvel. Hold on. I'll see if you know this name, because I'm old. Don't ask me questions. There's another, because I know Astrid's a telepath, and this girl was an empath. And I want to see if I could find, what was her name? There was a big debate on which one of these characters should stay in Earth's, is it 616? I think she's in Prime Earth. I can't find her name. I was literally just talking about this with somebody. The girl has red hair too. I really call this age-related syndrome. Yeah. But no, I kind of like Astrid. I will tell you, the one thing that I like about her, honestly, and that's because I have depression, is that she's another character, a lot like Jessica Cruz, that has anger. Well, I don't have anger management, but like she deals with anger management. She deals with depression. She deals with traumatic, crap. And I love that she's actually a very relatable character. So if you're asking me in terms of personality and things that Astrid deals with, then I think she's very real. They write her in a very realistic way. So I do like Astrid Bloom for that. If you're asking me what level telepath I think she is she on Jean Grey's level? Yeah, probably. I'm like, don't hate me, but a lot of people are. Jean Grey is not the ultra telepath that everybody believes that she is. So yeah. But yeah, I think as a whole, I think she's on the same, I think she's up there with Emma. Now, Emma Frost is the one that found her. So, yeah, I think the way they write her is realistic. She's not an innately evil person, but she does very bad things. So I like her. And she deals with real life stuff, and she has depression and anger issues. So, yeah. The White Fox I absolutely love. Okay, then you understand. You will love my White Fox. John and Grey Crow's a sleeper hit in Hellions. Really? See, I need to read 3 and 4. I actually am going to have to get issues 3 and 4 because I love the first 2. The first 2 issues were very well written, and I like the artwork. Unlike her previous run, we won't talk about that. I did a video on Fallen Angels. I wasn't a big fan of the artwork. I don't know what it was. It just looked weird to me. So, but yeah. I think Hellions is amazing. Her best appearance was Civil War 2. I agree with that. I forgot she was in Civil War 2. Okay. I'm not done with my video, but I will definitely be adding that note because I forgot about that. Thank you for saying that you love Quantum more than Betsy, because I thought me and my cousins were the only one that felt like she was cheated in the whole body control thing. Okay. So I know we're more PC now. And so this is probably that, just a sign of that time. But like, number one, you took a Japanese woman and you ripped out her soul and you put a white woman in her body, which is already problematic. Now, racist stuff aside, Quanin literally did nothing wrong. Like her and Matsuo were working for different like assassin, clans, creeds. He defeated her in battle. He knocked her off the side of a cliff. She, was dying, and he, desperate to save her, made a deal with Spiral to have, her soul swapped with Betsy's. And so Betsy pretty much ended up in this body that was hot and Japanese, and strong and could fight, and all the skills that Betsy never had, because Betsy was she was a pilot. She was a model. She had an eating disorder. But she basically was nothing. Like when she joined the X-Men, she was so bad at fighting, they had her stay at the command center all the time and use Cerebral as basically as a monitoring system. She was Felicity. And, she got a little bit better with her empathic ability. It got a little bit more on the telepathic scope. She was able to generate a little, kind of magnify her ability a little bit, but she was no Quanin. Quanin's body, when she got in Quanin, she got a 5.0 upgrade. And so even when Betsy was talking, when she was recreating her body, and she was talking about being in Quanin's body, she said she had more confidence. And she had all of this stuff. And I'm like, that is so messed up, because Quanin was in your body. It got the legacy virus. It was like, what? I'm like, she got a 0.5 downgrade. It was so messed up. It was so messed up. And then all the things that every choice that Betsy made, like who she slept with, who she fought with, whatever was done in another woman's body. That is so messed up to me. I just feel like that's crazy. It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's just messed up. So yeah, I love Quanin. Betsy can go fling herself. Let's see. I feel the job thing. Yes, the job thing sucks. Cordelia Frost, you mean Emma's little sister? Did I mention Cordelia Frost? Maybe. Yeah, I think I did. I was talking about Emma. I think Emma's boyfriend was like, I think Astra did something to Emma's boyfriend. It's been a minute. I want to say she did something to him, though. And Astra has done a lot of not good things. So if we're talking about Cordelia Frost in that universe, then yeah, I probably did mention that. In my rewatch of Original Charmed, I'm noticing a lot of things that should be brought to new Charm, like the potential white lighters. I don't think that's going to happen though, but it could. All the white lighters are gone except for Harry, apparently. So I guess they could restart the white lighters because technically we have Elder Celeste, so she could just say how they made Harry a white lighter. So I guess the formula is not gone, but they're not. White lighters were normally attached to elders, and all the elders are dead. So except for Celeste. So I don't know. I guess that's going to be a future story. Right now, they got to get away from all the crap going on with Aunt Viv and Julian and the freaking tree and the Black Emperor. There's so much crap in that. They need to resolve all that. And they also need to understand that Swan is the ultimate evil and safe space. I'm not letting Swan go. Swan's evil, guys. 3 was better than 2 and 1 combined, and 4 is better than 3. Okay, I will check out Hellions because 1 and 2, I loved 1 and 2. So if 3 and 4 are better, then yeah, it's gonna make me extremely happy. Cordelia was the empath of the family, but she basically, you're asking me if that's who? No, I wasn't talking about. There's somebody else that we were talking about that was on the same level as Astrid, who was a telepath like Astrid. I'll think of it. That's what happens when you're over 40, guys. You don't remember anything. Power. Okay. All right. 5 more minutes and I got to end this stream and go back to work. I know. I love you guys. I don't want to go. Let's see. Also, what you said about bisexual representation was new to me. I didn't know that there were problems on representation. I was wondering what's your opinion on Dakin. Well, first of all, bisexual representation, it's called biphobia. I'm bisexual or pansexual. I don't care about gender. So my spouse is biologically female and identifies as a trans male. I have dated women. I have dated men. I don't care about what you have down there. But in the community of the LGBTQ, plus community, bisexuals are seen as greedy by some. You want your cake and eat it too. If you don't work out with a girl, then you can run to a guy, yada, yada, yada. Or if a guy's bisexual, if you can't work out with your guy, then, you have a backup. Well, us people that are just lesbian or just, gay, we can't do that. And it's like, it's such an unfair thing. And some of it is caused by curiosity, because there are a lot of people out there that play around and they, experiment, and they do end up hurting people's feelings. So there is some trauma in the community from that. And a lot of people that are queer, like me, they will fall for straight people that can't really, reciprocate those feelings. So sometimes it's one-sided, or if they're really bad people, they might play along or string the person along just to get stuff out of them and then dump them. So there is a basis for it, but at the same time, it's extremely ignorant. So yeah, there's a lot of biphobia out there. I was actually reading a story the other day, like they were talking about the whole Korra Asami thing, how Korra and Asami became bisexual out of nowhere. Both girls were dating like Mako, and all of a sudden they're into each other. And it's always funny to me, because in that scenario, Korra and Asami, they never let Mako come between them, even though if you really remember the story of Legend of Korra, and I'm sorry if I'm spoiling this, but Mako cheated on both of them with each other. So like he was with Asami, and then Korra lost her memory and he kissed her, and then vice versa. He kissed Asami while he was with Korra. So Mako is the ultimate player. Nobody really says anything about that. Asami is the only one that Korra actually wrote to after the whole stuff with Veneer, her being poisoned with Vahir. And the creators of the series have said, and quote, "We have always wanted them to be bisexual, but this was a television show for children." And they would have these constant conversations with Nickelodeon until Nickelodeon canceled Legend of Korra and aired the last season online, that they even got away with it in the series finale. But there's always been hints about them being close, and so it's sad. But on top of that, just put this over to real life. A lot of people that are attracted to the same sex, it doesn't just happen when they're born. Some people know when they're young. Some people don't know until they actually, are older, or they meet somebody that they're attracted to. I mean, I've known people in the queer community that didn't even realize they were queer till they were in their 50s. They actually met someone and felt feelings and didn't know what was happening. And it came out of nowhere, because that's what happens in relationships. It's not something that's just like always, a slow burn. Sometimes you just instantly connect with somebody and you don't understand it. And if you read Ruins of the Empire, which is the first no, it's not. It's Turf Wars. Turf Wars by Dark Horse, the Legend of Korra Turf Wars comic series. They actually expand on that. So you see what happens with Korrasami when they leave the spirit world, and how they deal with telling Korra's parents that they're together, and how they deal with their relationship. And it's like, that stuff is real. That stuff happens in community. And it's really weird that people are so on that. And like, there's so much more to that series than just harping on the fact that, oh, they made Korra bisexual. It's fine. You'll be all right. Like, you're going to be okay. What were you asking me about Decken? Oh, you mean Wolverine's child? What do I think about him? I think he's cool. Like, if I remember correctly, he was an Avenger or a Dark Avenger. I can't remember. But yeah, Decken's cool. I played with him a lot in the Marvel Puzzle Hero game, so he's cool. Okay, I have a few more I can do. Do you think we will see Karma in New Mutants movie? Because it will be messed up to the Marvel first telepath Asian lesbian. Well, no. Karma is not in the New Mutants movie. She wasn't in the cast list. I don't think there were no Asians in the New Mutants movie. So no, I'm sorry. Since we were talking about Charmed, can we make Jordan Alexander Chase a Cupid once his ancestral curse deed to the fallen witches is done? Because I'm kind of sick of the let's make him a white lighter. Yeah, that'd be cool if he became Cupid. If he died and became Cupid, that would be very, very cool. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with Jordan, honestly. But that would be really interesting. People need to lay off Korrasami. Absolutely, Ito. And one more question. Honestly, when it comes to Krakoa, I'm hoping, why did you just move up? Oh, why? I'm hoping to get more of an insight to characters like Empath, because in one issue before the reboot, his powers grown to a global scale, and it was until Daredevil killed him because he couldn't take feeling the entire world's pain and issue. I think Krakoa basically reinvented a lot of characters. Like, I think Wolfsbane was brought back, because she was totally dead. And she was brought back and had to have more abilities than she currently had or previously had. Krakoa is a whole different universe, but I love it. I love Krakoa. I think all of the power shifts and the mutants being the ones telling the humans, you suck, this is our land, bite me. I think it's awesome. And I love that they're reinventing people's characters. I wish they had brought Wind Dancer back. I think that would have been cool in Krakoa. Oh, they could have. I don't know, honestly, because there's so many people in the background. You really don't know. Okay. I'm really trying. If I don't answer all of your questions, guys, I swear I will do it later if the chat posts, I will. Also, if I did not answer your question in the chat, please post it in the comments if I did not answer it, and I promise you that I will. Because my dinging thing just went off, which means I have to go back to work. I don't want to. But I got a fundraiser to plan, and I'm tired. I got a video to edit for my job. But I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me on my lunch break. Please, again, if you have not subscribed, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Make sure you do it for all so you get notifications, because if you aren't, then that's probably why you're not getting my streams. If you are and you're not getting them, it's a YouTube problem. I'm not sure how to fix that yet, but I will try and figure that out. And guys, I have videos coming out. They'll be coming out tomorrow, and the one will be out on Friday. If you enjoyed our live stream of Crisis on the Infinite Earths, a parody, I promise you there will be a part 2. And then I'm also doing a Power Rangers parody, which I think you guys will really, really like. But I love you guys. Have a great day. And as always, thank you for approaching the nerd. Bye, guys.